Hello, my name is Zach DeJoven, and I am completing this video as a part of my application process for the founding high school English teacher position at ASU Prep Tempe. Um, the reason why I'm interested in this position is because reading over the details of the school, I agree 100% with everything that has been said about the way that schooling has been primarily about a very cut and dry approach, like one size fits all approach to educating kids. And that with the way that the world is going, a far greater emphasis on critical thinking, communication, Socratic seminars, and really fostering a love of learning rather than a distaste for learning is one of the key things that needs to be done in school. Um, I've worked as a tutor since 2016, and in that position as a tutor, I feel like I have been essentially doing the same activities of guiding kids to think about what they're learning in a more engaged and enjoyable way. I have also worked as a teacher for a few years now, but I think that my early experience as a tutor has been really formative in the teaching style that I have. And the description of what the school aims to accomplish with, again, more customized learning, a schedule that is better suited for high school students, both with the later start time and the Flex Friday option, and transitioning from the old Horace Mann 1800 style, factory style almost form of learning to a actually modern 21st century style of learning is something that I would be really excited to be a part of. I've used Khan Academy myself for a long time, and I definitely believe in the efficacy of Khan Academy in that approach. And in terms of the first example that comes to mind that relates to these aspects, these tenets of what the school is trying to accomplish is a couple of years ago I was teaching Spanish, and I feel like most Spanish classes are very much in the mold of that cut and dry, no personal interest, just do worksheet style of teaching that isn't very effective. And that's why, in my personal opinion, most students that take high school Spanish classes don't really learn the language at all. The main thing that I did in that class that I feel like kind of broke the mold that was very beneficial for the students is I implemented a system using Anki that, to supplement our normal class materials, I had created card templates, vocab card templates, with the most common Spanish words in order. And what the students were required to do, the front of the card, for example, number one, most common word in Spanish is de, D-E. The information that I provided on the card, on the back of the card, was de and then a definition in Spanish using as many cognates as I could fit. So, for example, the definition said, palabra que indica origen o posesión. And the idea with having all these definitions have as many cognates as I could fit was that was a way to introduce students to words that they didn't realize that they knew, but would soon become aware. Like, for example, origen, origin, or, posesión, possession. They would soon become aware that since there's so many words in English that have Latin origins, it's going to be very helpful to identify those cognates in both English and Spanish. The key thing that they would then do from there, and this is what I think fits in with the idea of customized learning and having students be more engaged, more passionate about the work that they're doing, they would then, with my help, create two sentences of their own choosing that use the word de. So, for example, if you're from Arizona, you could say, soy de Arizona. If you were from a different state or a different country, you would obviously be using your own home state or your own home country. The next key part of that, and this is really what I think made the approach really stick, is that you would then pick two images to go along with each sentence. And because visual memory, studies show that visual memory is one of the strongest forms of memory, those two images for Soy de Arizona, they would stand out because you would be choosing your own images that went along with that sentence. The second meaning of day, meaning like um, possession, so like los libros de los estudiantes, they would then also pick two more images that were of their own choosing. And because that was then available on their smartphones if they went home to study, that was available on the Chromebooks that we used in class. I think that that was a huge step forward in the learning materials that we're using, um, as opposed to like a simple textbook that had no custom input, that had no visual data, that had no way to make it more of their own passion projects. For example, there was a student that she wants to become an entomologist, and I encouraged her to do as many insect entomology related sentences as she could come up with. And by the end of the year, there were words that I wasn't aware of that she was teaching me because she was so passionate about insects and entomology that almost every single sentence she found a way to tie it into that. So I think that that fits with the idea of how the school has described the approach that they want to pull off. And I think that I would really be excited to be a part of a school that has a modern approach to education.